Beyoncé may have suggested that women run the world, but the reality is a bit different. In today's video, we're delving into just who are the families that have the money, the power, and the fame to make them some of the most influential in the world. Let's face it, these are the ones that are pulling the strings. Whether they're shaping politics to their liking, stepping into political roles themselves, or commanding colossal social media followings, these families know how to get things done on their terms, whenever they please, and with whomever they choose. As we navigate our daily lives, these families are quietly but undeniably ruling the world we live. The Koch family. Our exploration into influential families commences with a closer look at the Koch family, a distinctive name that shouldn't be confused with the iconic Coca-Cola. Although, let's be real, Coca-Cola certainly wields considerable influence of its own. Imagine the chaos if they hinted at halting the production of everyone's favorite caffeinated beverage. Caffeine enthusiasts might just stage a riot. But of course, we jest. Our focus is on the Koch brothers and their business juggernaut, Koch Industries, a force to be reckoned with on a massive scale. To grasp the sheer magnitude, consider this. Koch Industries proudly stands as the second largest privately owned company in the United States, boasting an astronomical annual revenue of $110 billion. Yes, we're talking about the big leagues here. Founded in 1940 by Fred Koch, Koch Industries underwent significant developments under the ownership of his two sons, David and Charles, commonly known as the Koch brothers. While David sadly passed away in 2018 at 79, stepping down in 2018 due to health issues, his elder brother Charles, a vigorous 84, continues to steer the ship as the CEO. Now, let's delve into the profound influence wielded by the Koch family. Through shrewd acquisitions, such as the monumental $22.5 billion purchase of Georgia Pacific in 2005, they've seamlessly integrated themselves into the fabric of our daily lives. From the familiar brawny paper towels to quilted Northern and Dixie cups, these household names fall under the expansive Koch umbrella. Yet their economic prowess extends even further. In 2012, they strategically invested $7.5 billion to acquire Molex, a notable electronic components manufacturer. The following year witnessed a bold move as they collaborated with Goldman Sachs to purchase Flint Group, a printing ink manufacturer, with an impressive price tag of $3 billion. Beyond their economic maneuvers, the Koch's political footprint is substantial. Their philanthropic contributions, totaling hundreds of millions of dollars, align with conservative ideologies. They throw their weight behind politicians, advocating for limited government, free trade, free markets, reduced corporate regulations, and a more lenient immigration policy. Undoubtedly, these influential figures intricately pull the strings, shaping the trajectory of the United States, all thanks to their formidable financial clout. Morgan family. Now, let's shift our focus to one of the most renowned billionaires in history, John Pierpont Morgan, widely known as J.P. Morgan. Born into a family deeply entrenched in banking, it was only natural for John to follow in his father's footsteps and carve out a remarkable legacy as a banker himself. Unlike his father, John's journey led him to establish one of the world's most influential financial institutions, J.P. Morgan and Company. In a pivotal moment during the 1893 financial scare, where the outflow of the U.S.'s surplus gold threatened to plunge the nation into economic turmoil, John Morgan displayed an astute understanding of the crisis. Recognizing an opportunity that eluded others, he orchestrated a syndicate of bankers, including the Rothschilds. Through this alliance, Morgan utilized U.S. bonds to repurchase gold from overseas investors, a move that not only restored public confidence in the dollar, but also stabilized the nation's economy. However, this strategic gold and bond exchange afforded Morgan unprecedented control over the U.S. gold supply. With this financial leverage, Morgan effectively funded the establishment of U.S. Steel and General Electric, while eliminating competition by acquiring key players in the steel and electricity sectors. His control over the nation's gold supply allowed him to manipulate the economy by influencing the value of the dollar and consumer prices. While this may have ensured a degree of financial stability, it also underscored the inherent drawbacks of the gold standard, a point worth considering amid debates fueled by libertarian ideologies. While his father's wealth set the stage, it was Morgan's partnership with Philadelphia banker Anthony Drexel in 1871 that laid the groundwork for his meteoric rise. The establishment of J.P. Morgan and Company, a precursor to J.P. Morgan Chase, became the catalyst for amassing an astounding fortune of $25 billion, a wealth that he strategically wielded to shape the socio-economic landscape to his advantage. Morgan's acumen as a business mastermind came to the forefront as he played a pivotal role in stabilizing the American financial markets during the economic tumult of his era. His prowess was perhaps most evident during the Panic of 1907, where he demonstrated an uncanny ability to restore stability to the nation's economy. Another notable instance was when he extended a crucial $60 million loan to the federal government, effectively salvaging America's gold standard. However, Morgan's power was not without its controversies. Morgan's business practices were marked by an unethical and cutthroat approach. He employed aggressive tactics, such as buying out, bullying, or outcompeting rivals by slashing jobs and wages, disregarding workplace safety concerns. In an era devoid of minimum wage laws and workplace safety standards, Morgan built an empire on the exploitation and suffering of countless workers, a stark reminder of the necessity of regulations safeguarding employees. Critics were quick to scrutinize the extent of his influence, accusing him of manipulating the U.S. financial system for personal gain. Their concerns were not unfounded. Morgan's involvement in the consolidation or demise of railroads reached such heights that he ended up controlling an estimated 1/6 of all railroads in America by the late 19th century. The culmination of this scrutiny was seen when Morgan was summoned to testify before U.S. Representative Arsen Pujo, who was investigating suspicions of collusion among elite Wall Streeters aiming to control the American banking industry. The outcome of these hearings was the establishment of the Federal Reserve, a landmark development in the U.S. financial system. Even in contemporary times, echoes of Morgan's influence linger, with him being implicated in the proliferation of predatory lending practices that contributed to the 2008 global financial crash. The Morgan family's association with wartime profiteering and profiting from human suffering has become ingrained in popular narratives. Given their historical background, it's not far-fetched to entertain the idea that if anyone were colluding with extraterrestrials from Zeta Reticuli to devour brains for profit, it would likely be the Morgans. Despite the ethical concerns surrounding Morgan's legacy, his commanding grip on the global economy leaves individual consumers with little recourse. Engaging in a J.P. Morgan-backed business becomes an inevitability in a world where the influence of such financial titans remains an enduring force. The Bush family. The illustrious legacy of the Bush family, marked by the presidencies of George W. Bush and George Bush Sr., traces its origins to Prescott Sheldon Bush, a figure pivotal in propelling the family to global prominence. Prescott, a prominent U.S. banker and senator, became the patriarch of a family that, over the years, faced allegations of substantial profiteering during World War II. Notably, accusations surfaced of the Bush family having business connections with entities that financed Hitler's government. The declassification of documents in 2003 shed light on questionable transactions, raising concerns about potential violations of the Trading with the Enemies Act. The scrutiny intensified when it was revealed in 1943 that a Polish mining operation in which Prescott Bush was invested utilized forced labor from Auschwitz. In response, Prescott distanced himself from the controversial dealings and actively engaged in fundraising for the victims of the war. However, the subsequent generations of the Bush family found themselves under the lens of public scrutiny. Both Presidents George W. Bush and Georgia Bush Sr. faced accusations of profiting from wars initiated during their respective administrations. While these allegations may be deemed by some as a stretch, it is a well-known fact that George Bush Sr. exhibited reluctance about engaging in warfare against Iraq. The initiation of the Gulf War was largely attributed to persistent pressure from Britain, eventually compelling him to take action. Regardless of the controversies, the Bush family's ascent to the presidency bestowed upon them international prestige and influential connections. Beyond their public personas, the Bush family's power is underscored by a staggering net worth exceeding $400 million. This substantial wealth is not a recent accumulation, but rather the result of a legacy rooted in successful banking and business endeavors that span 3 generations. This financial prowess is exemplified by the fact that George H. Bush, the patriarch, held the esteemed position of United States President, paving the way for his son, George W. Bush, to follow in his footsteps. Yet the family's influence extends beyond politics, as evidenced by Billy Bush, a member known for his role as the host of Access Hollywood. While Billy faced a turbulent moment in the public eye due to the infamous tapes capturing a conversation with Donald Trump in 2016, leading to his departure from Access Hollywood, he has since rebounded. Currently serving as a correspondent on the show Extra, Billy Bush has not only navigated the challenges, but has also accumulated a personal fortune, boasting a net worth of $13 million. The intricate web of political contributions, cultural impact, and individual successes within the Bush family narrative paints a multifaceted picture of a lineage that has significantly shaped American society. The Rothschild family. Entrenched in countless conspiracy theories, the Rothschild family finds itself at the center of speculative narratives that range from orchestrating political assassinations to clandestinely financing catastrophic events like 9/11 on behalf of extraterrestrial beings. While these theories are often fantastical and unfounded, they underscore the immense influence and prominence that the Rothschild family has achieved throughout history. The Rothschild saga begins with Mayer Rothschild, who, despite starting as a humble apprentice at a small Hamburg bank, quickly demonstrated a keen interest and aptitude for finance. Rising through the ranks of the global banking industry, Mayer strategically placed his 5 sons in key financial capitals across Europe, creating a network that would prove instrumental in stabilizing international currencies through lending and banking practices with various governments. Although their financial acumen contributed to economic stability and employment during turbulent times, the Rothschilds amassed considerable wealth through these ventures. As Europe navigated the challenges of the Industrial Revolution, the family became financial backers of the continent's favorite pastime, waging wars. While maintaining a generally favorable historical reputation, the Rothschilds played a crucial role in financing England with around $10 billion in today's dollars to support the war effort against Napoleon Bonaparte. The extent of their influence was exemplified when they received news of Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo a full day before the British government. The Rothschild family stands at the pinnacle of wealth, boasting a staggering total net worth of $400 billion, an amount that requires a moment of contemplation to fully grasp the enormity of their financial empire. This formidable fortune traces its origins back to the 1800s when the Rothschilds embarked on the creation of a banking empire that would span across prominent cities such as London, Paris, Vienna, and Naples. The recurring theme of banking families accumulating immense wealth begins to emerge, prompting reflection on the career paths one might consider. The Rothschild Empire, extending through various European cities, solidified their status as one of the wealthiest and most powerful families in history. However, it is crucial to acknowledge that their influence has waned over time, primarily due to the division of their remarkable wealth among family members. Despite the diminishing sway, the Rothschild family maintains active involvement in diverse sectors, including mining, financial services, agriculture, winemaking, and real estate throughout Europe. The opulent palaces and lavish estates that still stand serve as enduring testaments to their extravagant wealth, almost like permanent benchmarks symbolizing the grandeur of their financial legacy. To contextualize the monumental figure of $400 billion, even when adjusted for inflation, the Rothschild family's private wealth remains unparalleled globally. Surpassing the combined fortunes of Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and Elon Musk, these financial titans, the Rothschilds, stand as the epitome of wealth, occupying a position that few can aspire to reach. Such displays of global power and advanced intelligence fueled suspicions and allegations against the Rothschilds, often portraying them as opportunistic profiteers who capitalized on human suffering. Despite these claims, the Rothschilds have left an indelible mark on history, showcasing unparalleled financial expertise and making significant charitable contributions to society. Yet, the narrative persists, weaving a complex tale of financial prowess, global influence, and enduring suspicion. DuPont family. Originating from a French immigrant who arrived in the USA during the 18th century, the DuPont family has forged an empire centered around the manufacturing and distribution of industrial chemicals and military munitions. Commencing as a gunpowder manufacturer, DuPont swiftly ascended to become the largest supplier of gunpowder to the U.S. military. Their evolution continued with the extensive development of dynamite in industrial quantities. Though their monopoly faced dissolution under the Sherman Antitrust Act in the early 1920s, the family retained a substantial market share in the global munitions industry, contributing almost 40% of all munitions utilized by Allied forces during World War I. In stark contrast to some industrial families, the DuPonts felt a sense of responsibility to the nation during World War II. When the U.S. government required assistance in producing plutonium for the Manhattan Project, the DuPont Corporation designed and constructed one of the largest plutonium plants in the nation, shrouding it in absolute secrecy to thwart the Axis powers. In the 1950s, following the Soviet Union's detonation of their first atomic bomb, DuPont once again collaborated with the U.S. government, aiding in the development of the hydrogen bomb to maintain a strategic advantage over the Soviet Union. Throughout these collaborations, DuPont worked closely with the government, contributing to scientific advancements while being compensated generously for their efforts. Despite being considered the second most powerful family globally, the DuPonts have found themselves entangled in a few wild-eyed conspiracy theories. Notably, they have been accused of influencing the U.S. prohibition of hemp and cannabis in 1937 to protect their paper and nylon production interests. These allegations link to concerns about overly restrictive anti-marijuana laws. With their considerable wealth, the DuPonts could potentially engage in the growing and processing of hemp products if marijuana were to be legalized nationally. The Walton family. Let's take a stroll through our local Walmart, but not for the bargains. We're diving into the wealth and influence of the Walton family. Surprising, right? You might not have realized just how wealthy the founders, the Walton family, are, boasting an incredible net worth of $169.7 billion. The Walmart saga began in 1962 when Sam and Bud Walton founded the retail giant. Witnessing Walmart's triumph, they expanded their empire by establishing Sam's Club in 1983. Currently, Walmart's sales reach a staggering $500 billion, securing its place as the world's highest-grossing retail revenue. Now, let's talk power. The Waltons are not just retail moguls. They wield political influence across party lines. The family's elder statesmen, such as Jim Walton, are ardent Republicans. In the 2008 election, Jim made a substantial contribution of $630,000 to Republicans or Republican affiliates, showcasing the family's sway in conservative politics. But here's an intriguing twist. The younger generation of the Walton family, including Christy Walton from Gen X and the millennial cohort, seems to chart a different political course. Christy, for instance, founded the Lincoln Project, an anti-Trump Republican group, indicating a divergence in political views within the family. So, as you stroll through the aisles of Walmart, remember that behind the shelves and checkout counters lies a family not only dictating retail trends but also influencing the political landscape in more ways than one. Astor family. The Astor family, once the wealthiest in the United States, continues to wield its influence over the landscape of New York City, leaving an indelible mark that extends from Astor Place in Greenwich Village to Astoria in Queens. The captivating saga of the Astor family spans multiple generations, with its origins anchored in the figure of John Jacob Astor, the family patriarch. Born in Germany in 1763, Astor emigrated to the United States in the late 18th century, launching his career as a fur trader and rapidly ascending to a leading role in the fur trade business. In addition to fur trading, John Jacob Astor showcased his business acumen through strategic investments in New York City real estate, particularly in the burgeoning Manhattan area. His fortune allowed him to acquire 70 acres of prime Manhattan real estate, encompassing areas around Times Square and along the Hudson River. By the time of his death at the age of 84 in 1848, he had amassed a wealth of $30 million, an astronomical sum equivalent to over $1 billion in today's terms. His success in these ventures catapulted him into the ranks of the wealthiest individuals in the United States, laying the foundation for the enduring prominence of the Astor family. The family's influence on New York City is palpable, with descendants venturing into diverse business realms, including real estate development and financial investments. The Astor name became synonymous with wealth and social standing, playing a pivotal role in the growth and development of the city. A notable contribution of the Astor family is the establishment of the Astor Library by John Jacob Astor's grandson, William Backhouse. Astor Sr. founded in the mid-19th century. The library eventually merged with others to form the renowned New York Public Library. Wealth and influence persisted through subsequent Astor generations, expressed through philanthropic endeavors, participation in social activities, and civic responsibilities. However, like many affluent families, the Astors faced controversies and legal disputes related to inheritances and family fortunes. The sinking of the Titanic in 1912 is a tragic event linked to the Astor family. John Jacob Astor IV, a great-grandson of the original patriarch, lost his life in the disaster. Despite the sorrow, the incident highlighted the family's wealth and prominence. While the Astor family's influence has waned over time, their lasting impact on the development of New York City and their status as one of the preeminent American families of the 19th and early 20th centuries remain substantial. It is crucial to acknowledge that, like many influential families, the Astors have been subject to conspiracy theories and rumors. However, approaching such claims with skepticism and relying on verified historical information is essential for an accurate understanding of their legacy. Rockefeller family. If you're delving into the echelons of global power and influence, the Rockefeller name is a must-mention alongside the Rothschilds. The saga of the Rockefellers begins with John D. Rockefeller, born in rural New York to a father of dubious reputation and a deeply religious mother. Unlike his scheming father, John earned a reputation for seriousness, politeness, and honesty. His journey into the world of finance commenced at 17, when he took on the role of a bookkeeper at a small produce firm. Immersed in the intricacies of financial work, Rockefeller revealed a keen mind for budgeting. Spotting an opportunity with the rise of the internal combustion engine, Rockefeller initiated a business partnership with friends and siblings, venturing into oil refining when others were fixated on extraction. As vast oil reserves were discovered in Texas and oil exploitation in the Middle East gained momentum, Rockefeller saw the future in refining this precious resource. Founding Standard Oil in 1870, Rockefeller's wealth skyrocketed, eventually securing control of 90% of America's oil pipelines and refineries. Though his family's monopoly faced dismantling under antitrust laws in 1911, the Rockefellers still retained a substantial share of the national oil production industry. At the time of John Rockefeller's death in 1937, his estimated net worth stood at a staggering $340 billion in today's dollars, surpassing Bill Gates by 4 times. However, the subsequent years witnessed a decline in the family's wealth due to increased global competition and a lack of comparable financial acumen among Rockefeller's descendants. Currently estimated at $11 billion, the family's fortune has seen a significant drop, though it's safe to assume that they're managing just fine with their mere $11 billion. The Kardashians. Concluding our exploration of influential families, let's turn our attention to one of the most renowned clans on the planet, the Kardashians. Their ascent to power, fame, and wealth has been nothing short of extraordinary. At the forefront of this dynasty is Kim Kardashian, credited with transforming her reality TV series into a global empire. Venturing beyond the small screen, she has become the star of multiple mobile games and the owner of a thriving cosmetics brand. Recently, she extended her entrepreneurial reach by launching a shapewear business. The financial success of her beauty products has been remarkable. Her cosmetics company, KKW Beauty, boasting a valuation of $1 billion, generated a staggering $100 million in revenue in 2019. The Kardashian juggernaut shows no signs of slowing down. Kim's marriage to the iconic Kanye West, valued at $1.3 billion, adds another layer to their financial prowess. Notably, her younger half-sister Kylie boasts a net worth of $1 billion, while sister Khloe is estimated to be worth $40 million. Clearly, wealth is a hallmark of their lifestyle. Delving into the specifics of their opulent lives, Kim's monthly beauty expenses alone average an eye-watering $168,000. The power couple, Kim and Kanye, recently made a real estate splash with the purchase of a $16 million ranch in Cody, Wyoming. Kanye, ever the charismatic figure, even took the time to introduce himself to the local mayor upon their move. In essence, we've peeled back the curtain to reveal families that, by all indications, stand as modern-day royalty. Their financial clout empowers them to turn their visions into reality, for better or for worse. Fortunately, many of these families embrace philanthropy, striving to give back to the world that has bestowed so much upon them. It's commendable that these affluent individuals choose to use their wealth to make meaningful contributions to society. Indeed, it's a reassuring aspect of their status as some of the richest individuals on the planet. As we unravel the stories of these influential families who have left an indelible mark on our world, we would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the power dynamics and legacies of these families? Which family surprised you the most? Drop your comments below to let us know. If you enjoyed this exploration into the hidden corridors of influence, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more intriguing content, and stay tuned as we delve deeper into the secrets of the families that may secretly rule the world. Until next time, bye.